Good morning. Going back out to the Linda project, the water damage. We're trying to save the subflooring. This is the third day, so if I see elevated moisture levels higher than where I want them to be, I'm gonna implement an isolated dry out technique where I'm gonna cover the wet spot on the flooring with 6mm plastic. I'm gonna staple the ends, and I'm gonna leave vent pockets that go out from the other sides, and I'm gonna stick a blower right at the entrance of that plastic, so we're gonna have hot, dry air concentrating on that immediate wet spot on that subflooring. So basically, when you drop a dehu and air movers in a place, in an area, in a home, that equipment isn't only pulling the moisture out of that spot, but it's really pulling the moisture out of the entire airspace of the entire home. Like, yeah, majority of it is being implemented in the immediate area, of course, but when you implement an isolated dry out, for example, you can the kitchen, you can build a containment in the kitchen and just put the equipment right in that containment. So all that equipment, all the dry out efforts of that equipment is concentrating only in that area instead of pulling air from the rest of the house. So you can do that. That's a isolated dry out method. You can build a containment in the wet area and put the equipment in there, or you can do a little mini containment like I said I was gonna do. Just cover that flooring with plastic, seal it on all ends, leave one side open, and stick the blower in there, so it's just blowing hot, dry air right on that floor and that floor only. And you have to leave some vent pockets out so the air can get out, so it doesn't blow the plastic up. But anyways, that's the plan. Hopefully I won't have to do that, but I got some plastic, duct tape, I got my staple gun. If I do need to do that, I'm ready to do it. But I'm hoping to go in there and take some moisture readings and it not be that bad. That's it. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you. Okay, leaving the water damage monitoring. This is day 3. Subflooring still a little bit wet. It's definitely drying. The dry out is progressive. It's definitely drying. I suggested that I isolate the flooring to, speed up the drying process, because the wife just doesn't want all the machines there running. It's loud, it gets hot. I get it. I totally understand. And I kind of gave, the wife wasn't there, so I spoke to the husband. I said, listen, we're probably going to have to leave the equipment for another couple of days. Are we going to charge the homeowner a couple extra days? No. We're only charging the 3-day dry out. If we need to leave the equipment for a day or two afterwards, no problem. We're just going to do that because it's the right thing to do. But as far as the isolated dry out, the husband said, let me talk to my wife when she gets home, and then we'll see how she wants to proceed. So I pretty much said, listen, I'd get the equipment out of here sooner if I can isolate the flooring. But if I isolate the flooring, you guys aren't going to be able to enter the kitchen. So he's not sure that she's going to be okay with that. So they're going to talk about it tonight. I'm going back there tomorrow around the same time for another monitoring and see how she wants to proceed. I mean, realistically, we're waiting on the cabinet materials to come in. So really, I can leave the equipment in there until the cabinets arrive. It's no problem for me. I will not charge extra. I mean, it's just equipment just sitting there doing what it's supposed to be doing. And we're not worried about secondary damage from the subflooring, like mold growth or anything like that, because the subflooring is exposed. There's no fungal growth on it. We got constant hot, dry air blowing on it, so mold can't grow at this point. You only have to worry about mold growth and blowing air on it if you see some kind of discoloration that might look like mold growth. Then you really don't want to blow any hot air onto it, or like if it's like cabinet bottoms that are covered and sealed, after the 3rd day, you gotta just remove that, unless you pop the toe kick out and you're blowing air on it or dry it out. It's a different story, So yeah, I mean, realistically, I could leave the equipment in there for another week, all the way until whenever the cabinets arrive. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I will not charge extra. It's the right thing to do. Because realistically, if I have to charge extra for leaving the equipment in there for another week, it'll probably cost just as much as us just tearing that subflooring out and removing it anyways, you know? So I'd rather save the subflooring. I'd rather save the labor. I'd rather save, you know, more material purchases and just salvage the material that we can, you know? So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go back there tomorrow, see how the homeowner wants to, not the homeowner, how the tenant's wife wants to proceed. And that's it, guys. I'll keep you guys updated, okay? Please like, subscribe. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.